Good morning to you, our audience. Ted and Ed TV channel welcome each of you to our weekly Saturday broadcast where we give insightful views on economic, political, world, and environmental issues concerning how money connects those matters. Our hosts, Mr. Ted Harvey Sr. and Mr. Edward Bishop III, are now taking each of you into our world of money and its value, along with the evils that come from the greed of hoarding financial power. He that controls the gold controls the important decisions in this world.
We have a lot to talk about, man. Shoot. First of all, I'm gonna let you explain to us, to the audience, and stuff here, what you said you were going to be exploring on. That was the first topic on top of my list.
What was that? I forgot.
You
I
ain't
must not.
forgot, man.
What was it?
You supposed to find out about the house.
Oh man, you know what? I forgot about. I got into something else.
Oh man, oh man.
I got into something else, bro. And oh man, let me tell you something, man.
No, well, I did glance at it a little bit just to see. I didn't want to jinx them or anything, but I got a text message from one of the Democratic committee persons and stuff and everything, and I guess Obama and about 10 other folks and stuff and everything had endorsed a text message to a lot of the donors and stuff out there saying that they right now it is tied up. They all tied, and but they got I think uh, uh, 12 other seats and stuff and everything that's going to be going into to their second recount, and it's supposed to be very expensive and everything because they whoever gets the recount and stuff, they have to pay a certain amount of money and stuff for the recount. So they're asking folks and stuff for donations and everything to get that recount and everything and stuff going because they
Kamala got more money. I know she got money in her tilt.
huh?
I know she got money in her tilt.
I don't know if she can give it to them for that. I don't know if she can give them money for that. I don't know, but I do know that they asking people for donations and stuff for their recount for the house, and they said it is a very expensive recount because I think it's the second. I think the first one the state pays for and everything, and then if there's another recount goes on and everything, then they're going to have to um, they have to pay for it, and I guess the Republicans and stuff, they got all them billionaires around there, so they trying to give that old boy both them houses and stuff and everything, so he can act all his bullshit. Or excuse my French people. So anyway, they asking for people to donate some more money and stuff and everything for it because right now it's tied and they don't know who controls what, who controls the house at all right now. So I shouldn't have stuck my nose in it, but I did. I had to peep. I had to peep in there because they did send out a letter and everything and said that they're still tied and they're trying to figure this out who's going to have control of the house. But they don't know yet. So we shall see.
Well, let me just say this, because after last night, I started thinking, and I'm usually up 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was just thinking and doing my little research and what have you. And when you was talking about the shadow,
Go ahead.
and I was saying, let me look up something. Let me tell you something. The hidden side of everything. The hidden side of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of our mottos on this show, at least one of mine, follow the money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the hidden side of everything is economics.
Mm-hmm.
Now, economics is based on a lot of different variables. If you ever taken an economic class, I took 1 and 2 in college. And it's based on social, morals, and the economy. However, economics and the economy to me is two different things. Because economics is a study, academics, you studying and you getting gathering data, and you sort of kind of comparing, and then you go to the wages and the type of jobs, the different kinds of sectors that people are working in, and all that kind of stuff. But the economy is an altogether different thing. Because, now this is just my opinion. Now, they can, all these little scholars and what have you, I'm a simple guy and I like stuff simple. And to me, because, I always like that KISS philosophy, keep it simple for me, like I'm a third grader. So I'm looking at it like this. Think about it. If you look at the economy, it's based on, we know, supply and demand. However, when you have a community, that community can sustain itself collectively because that community is buying services back and forth, retail, all of that. Now, if you look across this country, and we've talked about this a number of times, there are different tribes and racial mechanisms that are in this country. You have the Italian community, the Irish community, the Vietnam community, the Vietnamese community, you have the Chinese community, you have the China community, you have the Indian, the Pakistan, and on and on. You can name a number of these types of communities. And a lot of those communities, they stay within themselves. Now, they might go downtown or they go to a certain restaurant and all of that, maybe. But most of they stay within themselves. And that community makes it work because then they play the politics of it because economics is part of politics. And so therefore you have to figure out a way, how can these economics benefit me? Because number one, you need resources. Some of those resources will come from capitalism, buying and selling, profit sharing, profit and all that. But also you need funds to come into those communities. Now, what do those communities say? They come together and they say, hey, we're going to vote for this congressperson or this county worker or this judge because they're going to do something for us. So when you think about all of that, it's also based on incentives. What is the incentives of those people? Or you can call it commission or something that, you've scratched my back, cronyism, all of that stuff. That's what we live off of. We live off cronyism, meritocracy, nepotism, and collectivism. So all of those things that we look at, these people are working it. The only people that's not working it is who, Ed?
Got a question.
Yes.
What you started out saying something about shadow government, and you got to this point here about different groups of people. So my question is what does this have to do with a shadow government? How does that relate?
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, I'll wait.
Because the underlying point of the shadow government is cronyism. Nepotism.
Is what? What did you say? Oh, cronyism. Okay. I thought you said communism. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
cronyism and nepotism.
Okay.
See, we are the belief that capitalism is total meritocracy. It's not. We're not a pure meritocracy society. We're not, just like we're not a total capitalist society. It's all nepotism and cronyism. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It's not who you from, where you, it's your family, that your dad was this and your dad was that, or your mother was this and your mother was that, or I know somebody who knows somebody. So if you don't know anybody, or if you haven't had that, you wasn't in that law firm, or you don't know that judge who lived next door to you. And that's what it's all about. And that's what makes people wealthy or be well off, because they know powerful people. When you know powerful people, then that way you have funds coming into your community. So when I look at economics and the thing when it comes to the economy, I look at our economy, and I'm talking about Black economy. You look at our economy. What do they use as one of our bases? Several of our bases, they use meritocracy, merit, strictly merit. Now there are people. You remember, the saying is, "Man, he sure is sucking a lot of butt." You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to get that cronyism. Whereas he look overt doing it, whereas the other people are more subtle, and they don't have to do as much to get those favors. So what do we call them? We call them Uncle Toms. Now, the thing is that a lot of the other groups, or the tribes or the ethnic groups, they don't have to do all of that. And maybe they do, I don't know, because it's hard to tell, because you're not witnessing those types of things. We're only witnessing our side, most of it. So but a lot of these people, man, are doing cronyism. They're paying out people with what they call the black market, undercover paying people to get those favors, or they doing favors for them. And you wonder why. It's because, number one, they know that there's like 2 or 3 things that we make our money off of on a mass scale. One is entertainment. The other is athletics. And the other just plain labor. And now the labor thing is going to be none and void to a large degree. You're going to always need labor, but it's not going to be the kind of labor that we're accustomed to. So what I'm saying is that the hidden side of everything is all about economics and the economy. The people say that the eggs are too high. Well, why is the eggs too high, Ed? Well, the eggs are too high is because they had a bird flu epidemic. There are thousands of people that sell eggs to grocery stores, hundreds of people that sell eggs to grocery stores. It's not because You know, and so, but it was a bird flu. Why is bacon so high? It's because the grains, there was a shortage of grains. And they shipped a lot of those, a lot of things were going on with that. So it's a lot of reasons why a lot of little average things was high. But the point is, there's always a reason. But the point is that the economy in most of these people's mind was bad.
Yes, what?
We're bad. It's bad. This is the reason why they claim they voted for Trump.
But that's a lie.
We know it's a lie. We know it's a lie.
Have you this economy, man, is going better than any economy and stuff in the world. That was that was a lie and an excuse for justifying their vote. This was a justification for their vote.
We know it's a
And
lie.
you were seeing a lot of folks out there who are trying to justify their vote for this individual, but each one of those justifications and stuff doesn't hold water because you never heard the the crook, the criminal talk about the economy and anything like that. Only thing he talked about was the folks coming across the border. He talked about that his candidate that was running against him was dumb. She DEI hire, all kind of crazy stuff. But he never talked about what he was going to be doing for the people who were going to vote for him. It never came out of his mouth.
Not
What
one
he was
time.
going to do for the folks he was going to vote for.
All he's
That's
talking
a
about, he's going to get rid of all these undocumented
right.
immigrants.
He was that's all we're talking about. You're gonna go in there. I'm gonna throw all these folks out. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But he never talked about what he was gonna do to keep the economy going. He never talked about what he was gonna do to help the folks and stuff and everything who were the downtrodden or the people who needed money to buy a house. He never talked about that. How you gonna help them buy a house? Anything. He never opened his mouth about it. It was an excuse, but I think that a lot of the voters and stuff after this thing is over with and everything are on a guilt trip. And they want to justify what they did because they realize the damage that they didn't cause. After they've seen him come out, they realize the damage they didn't cause. But it's interesting and stuff that in her speech and everything that she gave and stuff, she said, "Hey, I did what I thought was right. I'm not going to change my values. And if the people out there don't want to elect me or didn't give me those votes and everything because I didn't give them what they wanted, I'm sorry, I'm not going to change." And I don't blame her because it wasn't her fault. It wasn't the Democrats' fault. They ran a daggone good campaign. They just didn't want that black woman in charge of the White House. Let's come out and say it. Hey, at least it'll make you feel better. You can look yourself in the mirror and say, "Hey, this is why I voted. When I walked into that booth, I did want to vote for that black woman to be in charge." That's it. Admit it. And I guarantee you they'll feel better. You might even heal this country and stuff through this whole thing.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. There are a lot of white men that are saying that and white women. They are saying it. They didn't want her. But, you know, they're not saying it out loud on TV.
Well, they might as well. That's it. That's why I did it.
But it's a lot of average Joe Blows that's saying, "I don't want that woman to be president." It's misogyny. That's all it is, bro.
That's it. That's it. That was the reason why they went. Even the Hispanic folks, you see, uh, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez got on uh, her Chap or whatever channel she had and everything, and just said, "Hey, people, my people, tell me why you went there and voted for this person. If you don't want to tell me why you voted for this person and stuff, then tell me why you voted for me." It was it was something, man, because we're not going to heal, man, until this thing and stuff is taken care of, and that you can't see beyond a woman, you can't see beyond a race. It's just,
Well, you know, you're gonna always have people that's gonna vote
yeah,
in that kind of way because the fact is that they don't want no black person in charge of nothing.
right.
But then you have people that are sensible, supposed to be sensible, and they voted. They just didn't want a black woman,
I didn't want a black woman.
just like they didn't want a white woman.
Right.
So they just don't want a woman.
They don't want women running to be in the White House. No woman at all. It's a horrible shame.
A
It's
lot
a
of
horrible
these white
shame
women.
that most of them came from that woman, but they can't vote for her.
You know, I was just
That's
thinking. I
my
said
mama.
most of these white women, a lot of these white women, and some black women would never vote for a woman because they don't think she'll be the only woman in the room. She'll be the only woman in the room, bro.
No, she's not. There's other. Uh, they have other women and stuff there who were going to be in the room.
This is what
Uh,
they're thinking. I'm just telling you what they're thinking. She
That's
will be
that's
the
stupid.
only woman in the room, and she'll be in charge. And so what they're saying is, all she gonna do is do what they say.
Uh, That first and only debate they had could have should have shown them that she ain't planning on being no no stepping stone, because even their candidate, after she looked him in the face and said, "You ain't shit," excuse my French, he, he didn't he didn't look at her anymore. He looked straight ahead and never turned his head and said nothing to her.
One time
So
I thought she was gonna say, "You MF."
she let him know right away who's in charge. So that don't hold water either. Oh man, but getting back here, Ted, we gonna have to get past this one day and get into our resistance mode here, and we're gonna have to do something about that because we can't let all that stuff happen, man. All that he planned on doing, we can't
Well,
just let it
I'm
happen.
gonna switch gears again. Check this out. There's an organization or association or however you want to call it that does what they call Transparency International. It's a German organization, and what they do is they research and look at all the dark money, laundering money, gangster money, all of that stuff that's going around the world. And there are basically hundreds of thousands, I dare say trillions, that's going around the world that's causing an economy underground. And the thing is that it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse because you have right now you got three things going now. You got I'm talking about the three major things that's going now. You got the Brexit, you got the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and you got the American dollar. And all three of these things can manipulate our money, the average working people, because, you know, you're talking millions, I dare say trillions of people that are working. This is going to manipulate everything, bro. Because these people are stealing money all kinds of ways. Dark money, you know, like auto theft, hacking, on, you know, all kinds of things that they do. Removing drugs, all that. So it's going to get worse. Unless, here's the thing, and I don't believe it's going to happen, because under 45, it got worse. The epidemic of those pills, opioids. I was just reading the article, I was just reading the thing. In West Virginia, the highest use and death in West Virginia. And one of the worst economies. The whole state is dying. And these people that's up in the White House, or I should say in Congress, playing games. Playing games. When people are dying, people are hurting, there are all kinds of things that's going on. What in the world is the FBI, the ATF, all these people doing?
Got their hands full.
Yeah, they got their hands full, because you get all of these crooks running around that we have allowed in for the last 35 years, 40 years. This ain't just happened in the last 10 years. It's been happening for the last 35, 40 years. You got all these people that's here in this country that's walking around with expired visas, expired green cards. And who knows, you know, people might be threatening them. We don't even know. So the thing is that there's a lot of stuff that's going on there, and it's and they always want to cut certain things. The FBI, they want to cut all kinds of things that really support and secure the country, when these people should be going after the bad guys. And then the thing is that you have to obey the law of the land, because you know, a lot of these people, you can get sued. They can sue you if you got the wrong people. So it's a mess, bro. You know, I don't know how we're gonna fix this country when you don't put the right people ahead over the CIA. You don't put the right people ahead over the FBI. You don't have the right people to put ahead in the DOJ. These are the people that's supposed to be protecting the American people. But all they doing is shuffling paper. A lot of them are doing some things. But there's hundreds of cases of things that's going on that's not even being taken care of. How can you have, supposed to be, I don't know, because I haven't been to Chicago for many, many years, but I'm saying, how can that be going on there for so long and certain other places when you can't clean that up? That don't make no sense. It's almost like it's under control. It's not controllable. You can't tell me that you can't have people that's go in there and clean that stuff up.
You have to have a priority. That has to be your priority. If it's not your priority, you don't have to worry about it.
Well, there's the word. You said the word. There is no priority.
If it's not your priority.
There's no priority. What is our priority? What is our priority?
And those those folks and stuff have no value. You don't have any value to anybody. There's no priority.
Just like the opium deal in West Virginia.
Absolutely. If you don't have no priority,
Let them kill themselves.
that's it. There is no value in them. They don't have any value to us, to anybody. There's no value. And if there's no
So,
value, there's no priority to deal with it. So it has to have some value. It has to be something that's going to be worth something, worth saving. And it's not. All this inner city criminals and gangs and stuff, there's no value there. They don't have any value. It's better for them to kill each other off and they don't have to lock them up.
and you know that's true because let me tell you, when I lived in Los Angeles, I lived in Culver City, which is across the street from La Cienega.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go across the street from La Cienega, you're in Culver City. Or you're in West LA. When the riot came, they was rioting all over LA. But you know what they did? They put troops, what do you call them, National Guards,
Mm-hmm.
all and up and down La Cienega, bro. And nobody better not cross Culver City.
Got to protect the value.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to protect that value.
That's
If they don't,
exactly
if they
what
don't
I'm
have no
saying.
value, they don't have no value. There's no priority.
So
There's
they
no
say,
protection.
let them people riot and burn down their
They
own
burn down their
houses,
own
burn down
stuff.
their
Long
own
as they stay over
stores.
there, tear their own stuff up and everything, then everything's fine. Well, I don't know, Theodore. Well, I guess if I looked at it and stuff in that sense or whatever, it's because there's no value there. Nobody cares about those folks and stuff and everything. And so the best thing to do with them is to just make them a non-entity and starve them to death. Uh, don't let them have housing,
Well, that's what's going to happen, Ed.
and it's already happening. And don't have no education. You don't
That's what's
educate.
happening.
You don't educate them. You don't let them have housing, and give them plenty guns so they can kill each other. Plenty guns, plenty bullets, and plenty drugs. And they're going to eliminate your problem. They're doing it themselves.
Have you ever did videos and looked at other countries? That's something I enjoy doing, to find out how other people are living. And then you listen to their commentators, and then you do your own research, and you look at the crime rate, and you look at the different things that's going on. Now, their political systems are, a lot of their political systems are different from ours. But most of those people are living in peace, bro. They're walking around. Now, they not, a few of us are living in lavish conditions and what have you. But I'm talking about they're living a average Joe Blow life with peace. They can walk to school, they can go to shopping, and they ain't got to worry about it. A lot of these countries. Of course, there's some countries that have the same conditions that we have. But to me, there is no reason why we shouldn't be in control of this thing. There's too many smart people. There's too many people. And how are you going to have 1 million police officers across this nation? I don't get it. And then that's police officers. We ain't even talking about all the FBI people and all the ATA people and so on and so forth. They got all kind of letters and stuff. So I don't get it, bro. that tells me it's a whole lot of cronyism going on, bro. It's a whole lot of money being passed out. That's what it's telling me. I only make $75,000 a year, but I can make another 75 or 100,000.
Doing illegal stuff.
There you go. There you go.
robbing drug dealers and doing
Or
whatever.
getting paid, or whatever.
Getting paid to keep
However they're
somebody.
getting their money.
Getting
But that's the
paid to
whole
not
thing, bro.
getting paid not to arrest somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the game is kind of wacko because I think we have lost. I don't know. I don't think we've lost anything. I think a lot of people have. There's a lot of good people that's doing the right thing. They're going to work every day. They're doing their job, taking care of their kids, doing all the things they're supposed to do. But there's a lot of people that's got certain positions where they have opportunity to make that cash, and they selling us out. They're selling us out, bro.
Well, we are going to continue to do what we do to live and to continue to raise our families and do what's necessary to do. And that ideal and that theory that I have and stuff and everything is that it's this place is a huge ship, man, and we are throwing some evil in there with it, but a lot of times you can shed light on that evil and it's going to run away. So that could be the saving grace and stuff for us right at this point. That because I went out today early this morning into where I live at in this Atlanta area that we got all around here. And man, there were thousands, millions of cars out there and people going back and forth to work and going to work, getting off work and everything. And it is very hard to see how one individual can put enough evil on top of all those folks and stuff and everything to turn it all around and make it bad. So
well, only time will tell.
It's hard. It's hard to go in there and turn something around in 4 years. And it's hard to go in and turn something around when your goal is to fatten your pocket. So it's going to take a lot for whatever happens to happen and everything. So this country might be able to get through this mess here and everything because I can't believe that everybody has that same goal and stuff and everything and to destroy the place and stuff where they live at. And maybe they're looking to have the evil and stuff to be cleaned out. And once that evil cleans out the evil or offset each other, then we'll still be able to function and stuff out there. I don't know. I'm just optimistic.
I'm always optimistic. That's one thing. The glass is always half full. However, I'm a realist, and I'm always looking at the real deal as far as what's actually happening. And when you look, like I said, there's 80% of people that's living a normal life. It might be a little lower than that. But when you think about it, there are so many people that are looking they think it's the easy way out, but it's a moral thing, bro. It's a moral thing. I mean, when people are over, and I don't knock people for using drugs or if that's what it takes for them to make it through the day or whatever. However, when people are doing things or over excessive, the scriptures say do everything in moderation. You overdo something, just like if you go, when I was a teenager, I used to overdo. You know what I used to overdo? I used to overdo in partying.
You did, you partied too much, huh?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, bro. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm out to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. 17, 18, 19 years old.
But
That was my thing.
But something stopped you from doing that.
Yeah.
What was it?
Well, I started growing up, bro. I had to grow up.
You started growing up. Okay.
I had to grow up. I looked around and I say, well, what's going on? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Because you're always looking for a party. I would go to Chicago. I go to Harvey, Illinois. I go to Kankakee. And of course, out there in Hopkins. And I'm partying Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, man. I gotta put on my duds and I gotta go out. And some people, it's drugs. Some people it's something else. But what I'm saying is that it's hard to be disciplined and control yourself to not yield to temptation. And of course, when you say it's something, yeah, of course, there was God involved too as well. But the point is, everybody's not going to turn into God. I know people that don't believe in God, and they're very disciplined. They keep themselves in every kind of way. So I'm just saying, it just takes discipline to control those things that you want to do that's habits that's not good for you. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with going out partying every once in a while, but the point is you can't overdo it because it becomes habitual, and then it can ruin your life.
Well, probably not ruin your life, but it makes you hard. It makes it harder for you to continue to function and stuff and do what you need to get done.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of folks and stuff out there, they take it and they take it a little bit too far. So when they take it a little bit too far and everything, they can't function and things that they need to survive in, they don't have it. So you get into a mode where you become desperate.
Yeah.
Because you don't have what you need to survive. And that desperation and stuff can take any form. It can mean that you want to go out there and rob somebody, or maybe you might want to knock somebody in the head or do something bad.
I think about when I used to work for the bank, when I was a banker. Every one of those cashiers, you know how much money they had in the cashier bank?
Probably about $25,000 or $30,000.
Not even that, bro. Not even close.
It wasn't. Why not? How are they going to be able to make change and
you know how much money they kept in there? Less than $1,500.
Well, how were they cashing people's checks and stuff?
If a person came in there with a big check, they would put an order in.
Okay.
If they wanted cash.
Okay. So this person got to stand there while the teller puts in an order because they want.
And come back the next day.
That never happened to me going to the bank, man.
Well, how much money have you drawn out?
I've come in there and got anywhere from $5,000 or $6,000, and they gave it to me.
I mean, we might have a few $1,000s in the vault, but it's not going to be that much.
Well,
but what I'm saying,
they didn't have to go to the vault to get the money out of the vault. They just reached in there, and the lady reached underneath a counter or whatever and pulled out a stack of $100 bills and everything.
How long ago was that, Ed? Banks don't do that no more, bro.
Well,
They don't keep that kind of money as them cashiers check, them cashiers, them tellers. They don't keep that kind of money up in their drawer. The top, matter of fact, I would have to write people up if you kept more than $1,500 in that cashier thing. Well, I wouldn't, but the supervisor
so
would.
if somebody came in there tomorrow and said, I want to cash my check, and the check is $3,000 because they get paid every month.
They would have
So
to go to the supervisor and get it out the vault. Unless they was working in the business, there's a teller that works for the business, and they keep a little bit more cash because they're receiving more cash. A lot of retailers come in, and they might drop off $30,000 or $40,000
right, in cash or
in
checks.
cash,
Yeah.
and immediately they send for the truck.
Send
Once
for
we
the
got a certain amount of money that we accumulated, that we put in the vault, that money is gone. It might be gone the same day, it might be gone the next day. Don't keep no money in the bank, bro. Ain't no money. So robbing a bank ain't a good thing.
So you schooling the robbers who watching the show. Hey, bud.
And plus, on top of that,
It ain't profitable to rob no bank nowadays because they don't have no money. Ain't no cash there. Oh, people, I don't know. We just getting ourselves together and doing what we have to do and stuff and everything. Mr. Harvey had to leave for a little bit, so we're going to keep on going here for a little bit because we got about 5 more minutes and everything, and our show's going to end. But anyway, it was good to hear that. I'm glad Mr. Harvey brought that up and stuff. Maybe some of these guys who think that they can get rich going out there and robbing a bank will understand now that you're not going to get rich robbing a bank. You better find some other way of making your money. So anyway, today is Tuesday, November the 12th. And I believe in 3 more days, something big is getting ready to happen. What's going to transpire, I don't think anybody out there actually knows what's going to happen. But there's a judge in New York who's going to have to hand down a sentence. What is he going to do? Nobody has heard anything. Nobody has said anything about it. But it's going to be very, very interesting because I think it's on the 15th that a decision comes from this judge. His name is Judge Marchand. What is he going to do? Going to be interesting, people. And I think some of the people there in New York are waiting for that to happen. A lot of other people are passing it off as a foregone conclusion that um, it's just going to be a bunch of verbiage stuff that he's going to pass down. So, hey man, you back, huh? I'm talking about the uh, Friday. I think that's the day that we're getting a judge is going to be sitting out a verdict here. And I haven't heard a whole lot of folks and everything talking about what's getting ready to happen here
ain't nothing gonna happen.
after this election and stuff and everything. But he got to do something. He got to do something. I don't know what it is, but something's going to happen. He's going to either throw some verbiage out there or do something. What are you going to do? I don't know. But it's going to be interesting what he does.
Well, tomorrow, Thursday,
No, I think it's Friday, the 15th. I think it's the 15th he's supposed to be throwing it down. The 15th, he's going to be giving the verdict. The 15th or the 16th, you got the verdict coming. But nobody said anything about it because he held it off until he was supposed to have a deal in October, but he held it off. So I'm waiting until, because I don't want to have any effect and stuff on the election and stuff. So I'm going to hold this verdict off. But it's going to be interesting with what he's going to say, because in actuality, I don't believe that he can. The verdict itself is there. It's been said. Only thing we're looking for is the punishment for the crime, because he's already been convicted. There is a felon out there that's going to the White House. No matter what this judge says, there's a felon going to the White House.
Is there a possibility that he can have a delayed sentence and say, we're giving you 2 years after you leave office?
He could, hey man, it could be. Hey, there could be a possibility that he delayed the sentencing until after he leaves office, because he can only stay in there for 4 more years. That's it. That's all thing you can stay there, because you got 2 terms. That's it. After that, you got to go. But he's still a felon. He's still a felon. So, what is the punishment for the crime? Now, the rest of those cases and stuff, you might well just throw them in the garbage, because ain't nobody gonna deal with them anymore. They all gone. I don't care whether the state or whatever, they all gone. Hey, they all gone. And if they do try to do something and everything, I guess they're gonna send it up to the Supreme Court. Even though it's a state case, they're gonna try to send it to the Supreme Court. Very interesting, man, what's getting ready to go on here and stuff. So,
you know what I found out that I didn't know? This was the state of the situation. I guess years ago, if a relative or a friend was in jail and you visit that friend, they would attach you to that crime, meaning that the community or society looked upon you as though you were a criminal, just like that person that's in jail. That was their makeup back then. You know, Jesus said, visit the people in jail. But the society at that time, and during that time, if you ever visit a prisoner, a person that murdered somebody, a person that robbed somebody, they identified you as that person. You were like that person. You know, you heard guilt by association.
Mm-hmm.
Because people get arrested. A person, you riding in the car with a person that sells.
Oh yeah, now I know that. Now, if you in the car with somebody and they commit a crime, they can convict you for the same thing, even if you innocent. They can do that. I know that. Yeah, but I didn't know that they can go to jail if somebody's in jail and you go and visit them in jail.
No, I didn't say they can go to jail. I said society, at one period of our time in this country, they identified you like that person.
Because
like if your family member went to jail for doing a certain thing, then they sort of kind of shunned you.
So
that's how stuck up.
There was guilt by association, even though it was a family member.
Right. Or it could be a friend. And you go visit that person. There's a lot of norms that are in our society that we have sort of kind of shut away. And to me, that right there tells me the wokeism is working. Truism is working. Why would it be a wrong for a person to go visit a person that's in prison who needs comfort.
On our next show, I will ask for something to happen. Take a look, go back into time and take a look at your state of Florida before DeSantis came into office and get a snapshot, speak of a snapshot before and a snapshot after. What has happened to your state of Florida since he became the governor? What was it before? What is it now?
It's a lot, bro.
You think you can do that?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Oh, hey man, that might take care of a whole hour show there. You got to, put some things down in writing, put some notes, and we can talk about it.
It's a lot, bro. It's a
It's
lot.
a lot. Hey,
That man has literally destroyed this state. But you let the Republicans say that he's doing a great job.
but and that's because the state is still making money. They still have an industry going, which is probably Disney World, biggest industry and stuff in the state. Tourism, biggest industry in the state, and that's how they have to continue to make money. And also, senior citizens and stuff are coming down there, and they are spending their money and whatever. So that has created an economy and stuff there that is still viable. So even though bad things have happened, the state is still surviving. True?
I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that, bro.
Okay.
I can only tell you about Hillsborough County.
Oh, okay.
And I know a little bit about Pinellas County and Hernando and a few others. But it's hard to say, bro, because, he don't take a lot of money from the federal government, different services to help people.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly don't know how these, I'm not out and about now. I used to be out there either, banking, selling insurance or whatever I'm doing out there. But now, I'm not out there. I don't know what's going on with these people. What's going on? They don't give us the news, all the news of what's going on. You try to get it in the black newspaper, but we don't really know, And there's a lot of people that's doing some good work, though, that's for sure. A lot of people doing some good work helping people. And a lot of organizations helping people get through whatever they're trying to get through, especially after these hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of stuff it's a lot of hurting people, man, that's going on because of that hurricane and haven't been fixed.
Mm-hmm.
You got people still hurting. Hundreds and hundreds of houses been destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Anybody doing anything?
Insurance, let me tell you something. These people waiting on these insurance, they denying, bro.
Hold on to that money as long as they can, huh? What did they do about the stadium that they got messed up there in Tampa? The one that got tore off?
St. Pete.
Oh, in St. Pete?
Yeah.
Oh, the one that got tore off. What are they doing with it? They putting it back together again or what? Because baseball season is about 4 months away, right?
The what?
Baseball season is 4 months away, so they're going to have to fix that stadium, right?
Well, they did a little something. They said they was going to try to fix it, but it's going to cost a couple of $100,000. put that roof on there, bro.
So is they gonna put the roof back on, right?
Yeah, a couple $100 million, bro. Fix that stadium.
But what they who going are they gonna have it ready to go by baseball season?
All I heard they did, I seen one story on it, and they was talking about the damage and how much it would cost. You know, I might be over exaggerating. It might be $150 million, but it's gonna be in the millions. They thinking about maybe doing it in another place. They don't know what they're gonna. I don't know.
So they may be moving the baseball team to another baseball park.
That's a possibility. I don't know. They, like I said, I haven't heard a whole lot about it. Not a lot of stories on it, and they're probably trying to figure out what they want to do or what they're gonna do. But they're gonna have to move pretty fast because, like you said, it's only a few months away, and you know you got your your spring training.
Spring training coming
And
up.
they got a lot of, fields for that, different places in Clearwater and all that. But I don't know what they're going to do about that stadium. They've been trying to really get rid of that stadium for years. And they had just spent tons of money on it. So who knows, man, what they're going to do. I don't know. But like I said, that's only the tip of the iceberg. St. Peter's damaged. All kind of certain parts of Tampa is damaged. Now, when we was going through that hurricane, he was there on TV almost every day, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
When last time you heard him talk?
I don't know because I don't live in Florida.
I ain't heard him in 2 weeks. He ain't said nothing about insurance.
So
he ain't said nothing about nothing as far as helping these people.
Is there any cleanup being done?
It's a lot of stuff that hasn't been done.
Oh, okay.
A lot of stuff.
Well, one of your folks just moved next door to us. One of y'all folks that just moved next door to us, man, they bought the house that was just been rehabbed. They came up here and bought that house. They got them Florida plates on their car.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people, man, that's out of here, bro.
Because
this dude, he talk a good game, but he's not really into helping people.
Oh wow! Well, they done brought that big money up here, man. They done spent $800,000 for the house next door. and whoever it was, they supposed to have a lot of money because as soon as they moved in, they tore all that rehab they did out. The hardwood floor, they had the people come in and tear all that out, put new hardwood down. They put in all new kitchen appliances and refrigerators and stuff like that in there. They threw all that out. He put new stuff in. They've been working at that house, man, since they moved in 2 months ago after the hurricane came. Every day somebody be over there working, tearing stuff out. They just put the stuff in.
I wouldn't be surprised, bro. There's a whole lot of people that's probably out of here.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on, but they spent that money and they spent it more. Like, by the time they get done, they're gonna have $1 million in the house. So anyway, man, what's your final word here?
Well, I was sort of kind of all over the place on the economics and the economy. But the thing is that it's a fact that we got to look at our economy in a real way. And I don't think people are doing that because when we were coming up, a loaf of bread was $25, 25 cents. gasoline was 32 cents. So y'all people need to get real.
So you're gonna have to kind of slow your roll on telling people what stuff costs when we were growing up. Because that's you telling our age, Ted.
I'm just saying.
You telling our
I'm just
age, man.
saying. I'm just saying, bro. You know, come
You
on
telling
now.
our age because most of the folks out there will say, "Man, what?"
I'm just saying. You know,
You must have been
grow up.
you all must have been there when they had the horse and buggy and the wagons and stuff
This is
and the roads were
1968, bro.
and the roads were the roads with mud and dirt.
I'm just saying, grow up. This is life. Things are gonna go always up. It never goes down.
Yep.
Grow up. That's the way life is, bro. I mean, we live in a capitalist society. That means people want to make more money. Well, how much did we make an hour when we was teenagers?
Ted, you see that? I told you got to stop, man. You telling our age here and stuff because I ain't gonna tell nobody how much I made an hour.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now these people, they want to flip burgers and make $15 and $20 an hour. You want a teenage job, flipping burgers, making $20 an hour.
Yeah, and in California, I think they making that. They giving them $20 an hour, man, to work at McDonald's. Well, my thing is that, and I'm speaking to the young folks first. You got to get your education. I don't care what happens or how bad it might seem. You have to be educated. If you're gonna do anything in this world, it's going to take an education. You're going to have to start thinking and using your head. Those people and stuff who done got out of school and they out there in this world and they struggling or whatever, and things may look like it's absolutely the worst it can be. Well, start doing something positive for yourself. If you don't do nothing but save a nickel a day, do something positive. And I know it's hard. I got to feed my kids. I got to do this. I got to do that for them. Well, there are ways and stuff in which you can still save your money. January's coming. We know what's going to happen in January. It's coming. So instead of going down there to H&R Block and giving them people your money because you want it in 2 days instead of waiting 2 weeks, wait the 2 weeks. Wait the 2 weeks, people. You're gonna save yourself some money. You're gonna gain money if you wait the 2 weeks. Because the only thing H&R Block gonna charge you is they fee. That's it for doing your paperwork electronically. You're gonna get your money. Not you don't want it the next day. You want it in 2 weeks when the IRS sends it to you, direct deposit into your account. I have to tell people and stuff, Ted, that we need to expound on it because this is the money connection. The digital world is coming. It is coming. Your money is going to be put into a bank or some financial institution and stuff, and that's how it's going to happen because this cash world and stuff and everything, it is quickly going to go away. The only way you're going to get cash is in the underground economy. You don't want to be up under down there. You want to be out there in that digital world, and it's coming. I don't care what anybody says. It's coming. Get you a bank account somewhere or go to a credit union, whatever. Get you someplace where they can put your money and stuff in there and you can save it. This is the money connection.
Live off that 70-30.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's that. And save some money and do what you need to do. I know that you want to go out and buy all this and buy all that. Or I got to get me a car with that money. Forget about that. Look at something being reasonable and stuff. You might want to go out there and just fix that old raggedy car up and keep riding that old raggedy car around and stuff and everything and put you some money away and save it. That's the only way you're going to get around here. Most of you folks around here who are millionaires and billionaires, they still save money.
A car is a liability.
Yes, sir. You got insurance.
In some
You
cases,
got
necessary to get
insurance.
you back and forth to work.
You got
It's a
insurance.
liability.
You got maintenance. You got all kinds of stuff that comes with that car. You got to put gas in it. You do all that. Maybe you want to carpool with somebody and everything. Ride in a carpool with a friend. They drop you off over here and they drop you off over there. Do something to save yourself some money so you don't put the whole burden upon yourself. You don't
Because the
have to
car
have
gonna cost you $500 minimum or more.
a month in payments. And you folks and stuff and everything who plan on going out there to these dealerships and everything, these old shy by night car dealerships, because the man sitting down there with a sign on it, you're making him rich. The man is getting rich. Because just a little bit, you can ride down y'all main street and every little stook and cranny car dealership is waiting on you all to come over there and bring that cash. He waiting. He just waiting to get that money from you. Don't give it to him.
Buying them hoopties ain't worth it.
That's it. It ain't worth it. It's not working because he gonna get it back. The man know, and he knows when he gives that car to you, it's coming back to him in 6 months because you ain't gonna pay him. You're not gonna pay it. You're not gonna finish paying it off, and you can't hide it because it got a low jack on it, and you don't know how to disable that low jack. And most of them probably got 2 or 3 low jacks on it because they figure out that if you might disable one of the low jacks, there's another one working. So he's gonna send his tow truck and pull it and pick his car up. You might be at work, and he's gonna come in there, put that tow truck on that car, and take it back over there and lock it up in his lot. And you still out there on your feet. So you might well take your money and do something positive with it. That's all we're saying. That's the final word that I got to say, Ted. I'm done. I'm getting off my soapbox. We see you people tomorrow. Bye.